So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Wilopo, just to give you a primer, Wilopo is the last five letters of the word monopoly backwards because we're turning real estate on its head. Hopefully now that I've explained that, you won't ever forget the name Wilopo. But we've been in business for about 9 years now, and prior to Wilopo, my co-founder and partner Howard and I were part of a company called Tiger Lead Solutions. For any of you who are OGs in this space, and so we have been in the residential real estate space doing high-end digital marketing, martech, and AI for oh gosh, good 15 years now. So a lot of experience in this vertical, and our product has evolved a lot since we began, but I like to think that we're the most innovative company in this space, and that's our rep. And so excited to show you guys a lot of our latest products and offerings. And obviously, I'm not going to show you everything, and there are maybe things that you might be interested in that we don't touch on very closely. In which case, obviously Jamie's here to answer questions in chat, but I encourage you to go to our website, talk to one of our reps, and get more details on anything that I'm glossing over or talk about just briefly here, because our suite has over 100 tools. It can be overwhelming, but at the same time, we want to give you guys the best hits. So you only need to use one platform to do everything you want to do on the marketing side. And we're consistently releasing new stuff, right? Some of the things I won't show you today include a comprehensive design studio that we're launching in a couple, maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks here or so. And so, if this isn't the right fit for you today, it might be in a couple of months, right? And so, love for you guys to kind of keep posted on us as we go here. So, at a very high level, we have two sister companies in our business. We have Wilopo and we have Maverick. Wilopo is everything next gen digital marketing, and Maverick is what we call our sales manager in a box, right? It's all about systems and processes and technologies that make it easier for you to manage your team and increase conversion rate. And our AI labs, which is what we call our AI team, feeds technology into both sides, right? I'm not going to talk too much about Maverick today, but if you do have a team, Maverick is designed to streamline everything you guys do and automate everything from reporting to coaching to your workflows, etc. And certainly, if you're interested in that, maverickre.com, you can learn more about those things. So on the Wilopo side, we call ourselves a complete digital marketing solution. And what I mean by that is we focus on four main areas. We obviously help you generate a lot of leads. We generate over 3 million leads a year for our clients. And over the last 15 years of my career, we've managed over $200 million of advertising. And so we're very, kind of experts and very nuanced in how we do digital marketing, which I'll share you guys in a second. But what we know, especially because of our Maverick solution, is that the average lead takes 9 to 12 months to convert, right? Even Zillow and RDC leads, which we have a ton of clients who are Zillow and RDC clients, we see their conversions kind of take about a 6 month cycle, right? And so you need to keep top of mind of consumers through that entire duration, so that when they actually choose to work with someone, they choose to work with you, right? And so we are doing a ton of lead nurture from email to remarketing to display, et cetera, to stay in front of these consumers. And when these consumers come back, those are signals for us to know when to communicate with them, right? And that leads into the communication layer. So, historically, what we've seen when we analyze our clients' data, which we pull from your CRMs, is that the average new lead only gets called 1.4 times in the first 30 days, right? And we know based on our data, because we are doing millions of calls every single month, that it takes about 5 to 7 dials to reach consumers, right? And so we were presented with a problem in that we were generating a lot of leads, we're generating a lot of activity, but at the end of the day, agents are just too busy to prospect at the level that's needed in order to make a contact, right? And so we have an AI texting and voice platform that does that communication for you, essentially, right? And it's driving toward a live transfer rather than just giving you a lead, right? And the fourth is branding agent tools, right? We have a full suite of tools that helps you run your business from a marketing perspective, and expand your brand. Everything from websites to open house registration app to design studio, so on and so forth. So those are the four underpinnings of what the product is all about. So as I mentioned, we generate 3 million leads a year. We generate it primarily from Google and Facebook. But I think when people talk about lead generation, they kind of say, I'm doing Google ads, I'm doing Facebook ads, when it's very nuanced in terms of the products that are available for both of those platforms. We can generate you very few high quality leads, or we can generate you a ton of a bazooka of new leads, right? And what makes sense for you in terms of the mix of what we offer and what we can provide for you is dependent on your business, right? If you're a single agent, maybe our Google Local Services ad or Google Live Transfers product makes more sense for you. If you have a big team and you have a lot of mouths to feed from a lead perspective, then dynamic search ads probably make sense for you, right? And so there's a consultative process that we go through with you during onboarding and during the life of your relationship with us that makes sure we have the right product mix for all of you guys, right? What's very interesting is in addition to 3 million leads that we generate every year, we actually ingest, we auto import 5 million leads a year, right? More than the leads that we generate. And these can come from portals, which is probably the biggest sources, from your own marketing, from referrals, from offline, all of the different activities you do, right? And the question is, why do people bring all of these leads into our system? And the reason is because of our AI nurture and communication suite, right? I mentioned it at the very beginning. What we saw with clients is that they were averaging 1.4 calls in the first 30 days. Well, when a new lead comes into our system, in the first 10 days, we're texting and calling them 7 times. In the first 90 days, 20 text and call attempts. And then month 4 beyond, 6 text and voice attempts per month based on signals that we receive, right? Now, this sounds like it's a lot, right? But we're not just shooting, darts in the dark here. We are sending them email, we're doing remarketing, we're doing video, using display to create signals, right? And so when we get a signal, like they viewed a property 3 times, that's the point where we text them specifically about that action, right? And this is the communication mix that we have a ton of analytics on that gives us success in terms of reaching the customer and sending them over to you, right? Now, Wilopo is not designed to close deals for you. You ultimately, as the agent, you're the one who's going to build the relationship with the consumer to drive them to closing, right? But we're going to do all the upfront heavy lift to get someone in a conversation engage with you so you can do your job, right? That's the design of the Wilopo platform. So when new lead comes in, we have a 90-day, very aggressive text and voice and email process to get them nurtured. But it's not just about new leads, right? We ingest your entire database. Our average client has anywhere from 5 to 10,000 leads that they've collected over years of lead generation, over their sphere, et cetera. And we're going to attack those leads as well, right? We typically see that when clients come in, their first closings with us are not new leads. Remember, new leads take 9 to 12 months to nurture, right? But they're leads in your database that are getting reactivated, right? And we have a campaign specifically, an algorithm specifically designed to do that. So, let me first, I'm going to start with AI first, because I think this contextualizes the difference of what Wilopo is doing versus others. And then I'll get into lead generation and all of our different, kind of tools, et cetera, that we have built out for you, right? So let me give you an example of what a text conversation looks like when a new lead comes in.
Hey, Jennifer, this
And by the way, this is not our AI voice, right? This is just audio we put to this text so you can kind of process it.
is Raya, Barry Jenkins' team assistant with Better Homes and Gardens NAGR. We'd like to send you a few more listings you missed from your Google search. Is the email we have for you at gmail.com still a good place to send them? Also, if you're not interested in being texted, just say stop. Jennifer, how's the house search been lately? This is Raya, Barry Jenkins' team assistant with Better Homes and Gardens NAGR.
Raya, thanks for checking in. I'm actually in the process of getting a divorce and need to sell my house ASAP and find a new one. Also, just so you know, I have a disability.
I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through a difficult time with your divorce and the added stress of needing to sell your house and finding a new one quickly. It must be a lot to manage. What are you looking for in a new home? Any specific requirements due to your disability?
Yeah, I need it to be a one-story and preferably close to my parents in Oceanside.
Sure, I'm here to help. Let's find you a great one-story home near your parents in Oceanside. Have you received a valuation of your current home yet? It's important to know its value to ensure we price it right and market it effectively for.
So you can see here, this is a very humanistic bot. It is designed to be your assistant. And a lot of times what I tell my clients is, even though we send you every reply that's happening here, and you have the ability to turn off the AI and resume conversations anytime, let the bot cook, right? It is very thoughtful. It is reading every conversation, it responds in full, and frankly, I think is better in many cases than an agent who's texting on the go, right? Now, we do give you every single conversation and link it both to your cell phone as well as to your CRM, which most of our clients use Follow Up Boss. And all of those appear in an integrated fashion, which I'll show you in a second. The bot does an amazing job. 52% of leads reply in the first 30 days, and we get 38% of those people into what we call ready for follow-up state, which is when you should be reaching out to that lead. Now, what's interesting about texting is that we're generating all these text activities, but texting does not result in a relationship, right? It is just a gate, opening for you to engage. And we were finding that our clients were not calling enough, frankly, even the leads that were engaged by text. And so about 5 years ago, and we've been in the AI texting game for like 7 years, right? Way before ChatGPT. Obviously, all the LLMs have enhanced our texting, but we've been doing that for a very long time. About, I'd say 4 years ago, we said, hey, we really need to have a calling component for all of the texting that we're doing. And our first solution was obviously to stand up a huge call center, right? So we were staffing up 50 to 100 people in the Philippines as a call center. And we were planning to expand that to 200 to 300 people to service all of our clients. And then, we went through all of the normal challenges with managing a call center team, especially offshore. And we were banging our heads against it. And about 2 years ago, with the release of large language models, we realized there was an opportunity to completely automate this process with AI, right? And so this technology has just gotten better and better and better every, I'd say, 3-4 months or so. And so this conversation I'm going to play for you is a AI voice conversation, and it is entirely, non-human. So it's very, very scalable. Let me play it for you.
Hello?
Hi, Alicia.
Uh-huh.
Hi. I'm a digital assistant with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate on a recorded line. I'm following up with you regarding the home search profile that you submitted. What is it that brought you to our website?
I'm actually planning on moving down to the coast. I'm not sure if I'm going to move to North Carolina coast or South Carolina coast.
Oh, okay.
But I was just looking to see what might be available when I decide to do this.
Awesome. What time frame did you have in mind?
I'm not really sure. I'm trying to sell my house in Charlotte right now.
I see.
And once I sell it, I'll be moving
Okay.
3 or 4 months. I mean, that's not on the market yet. By word of mouth, I've got a few people that I know that's interested in it. So I'm just holding out to see what they do. And if they don't give me an answer soon, I'm going to put it on the market.
Oh, good. It seems that you have some decisions to make. We'd love to connect you with our realtor who can then strategize a game plan around possibly selling your home.
Okay.
Please hold on a minute just while I connect you, okay?
I appreciate it.
So you can see here, very humanistic voice, right? We've worked really hard on our voice quality, and we have male, female voices. We're testing new voices all the time. And we work very hard on latency to make sure that the conversations go smoothly. And chances are, after this webinar, you're going to actually be called by our AI to understand how things are going. And so if you ever want to see a demonstration of this technology, we can absolutely show you this live, and you can interact with the bot yourself and see what you think. Now, all of these calls, we're not trying to do too much here. Our goal is to drive to a live transfer once we qualify the lead a little bit. And, ultimately, we're having a 1.5 to 2.5 minute phone call and then getting it into your hands right away, right? So let me give you another demonstration of what the live handoff sounds like.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jessie, a digital assistant with eXp Realty on a recorded line. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Oh, good. I'm following up with you regarding the home search profile you submitted. Let me know if you'd like to opt out of additional calls at any time. We'd just like to know what it is that brought you to our website.
We rented a condo, and it looks really good, so we're looking to purchase one
Okay. What time frame did you have in mind?
today, and we got cash.
All right, got it. Do you own the home that you're in, or are you currently renting?
Oh, yeah, I own both of them.
Got it. We'd love to connect you with our realtor who can strategize a game plan around what you're looking for. Please hold on a minute while I connect you, okay?
Okay.
I'll connect you now. Please hold.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, I have a Raya voice transfer. The name is Peyton. I will transfer now.
Hello, this is Jim Day with eXp Realty. Is this Penton?
It's Peyton.
Peyton. Okay. Couldn't understand what she said. Peyton, what can I do for you today?
Well, we're looking to purchase a condo. We got cash. Our price range somewhere in the millions to 1.5. We're looking for a penthouse.
Okay.
So you can see here, really smooth handoff. We do what we call a warm transfer and a three-way conference call, and we bring you right into the line, and you can get started with having a conversation. Now, I'm going to skip over this because it's kind of illustrative again. The stats we see here, and we benchmarked our AI against our live call center until we could exceed with AI what we were doing with actual people, right? And what we typically see is about a 42% answer rate in the first 30 days, 17% what we call quality connections. These are people who are actually looking for real estate, right? They could be looking 6 months from now or whatever's case, which we won't, in that case, we won't transfer it over to you, and we'll mark it as nurturing our platform so you can follow up later. And we're seeing about a 10.5% live transfer rate, right? So these are people who are legitimately interested in real estate that we transfer over to you. Now, these stats are from our PPC and Google and Facebook campaigns. Obviously, if it was a Realtor.com lead or a Zillow lead, these numbers increase greatly. And so this gives you an illustrative purpose. You can compare what we do against other platforms, whether it's live or AI. We integrate very deeply into your CRM. We found that the actual handoff experience and the ability for you to see all these messages is just as important, frankly, as the quality of the bot. And so in Follow Boss, as an example, we integrate directly into the FUB inbox. So you can see all of your conversations here. And when you reply, you actually reply as the assistant, right? So you have a way to communicate with them directly as yourself by going to lead record, and also to see all the communication messages and respond in stream as well. At the end of a call, we summarize the call itself, give you notes and call dispositions all in your CRM. We have insights that we can pass through to you as tags as well, so you know exactly how to sort your lists and what to talk to these consumers about. And we have widgets that we use throughout the Follow Boss experience as well to control all of the different trigger points within the system. Our goal for you is that we want to leverage our nurture platform to work your entire database, right? And so it's not just about the new leads we bring to the table, but it's about how we can maximize your overall database and convert it into relationships for you.
And I'm going to
So,
jump in before you move
please.
on real quick, because we have really dove into a lot of the data that we have from AI Voice lately. AI Voice has made over 5 million calls. We have a less than 1% opt-out rate. So people saying, don't call me again, is less than 1%, which is so low. It was wild. I couldn't believe that. And then we've also saved our clients using this 167 hours of cold calling time. That's a massive time savings, and the AI actually does it, which nobody loves cold calling, but the AI will do it anyway because it has no feelings. So just thought that was awesome. Wanted to shout that out.
100%. And I saw a question here about CRM. So we integrate with, keep me honest, Jamie, what we normally talk about, because this changes all the time as we integrate new partners. But Follow Boss is I'd say, majority of our clients. We also integrate with Lofty. We integrate, we just released an integration with Bold Trails, which I'm really excited about. Were there other common ones, Jamie?
We've got a decent integration with Sierra as well. And with Go High Levels becoming more popular, we have a decent integration with them, I believe. So there are a ton, like over 20, but for the AI voice specifically, that one is only Follow Up Boss.
Yeah, so texting will work for all those platforms as well as the rest of our suite. Voice, because of the transfer mechanics and all that kind of stuff, works exclusively with Follow Boss right now, though we're looking to expand that. So that gives you a demonstration of our AI platform. This is, I'd say one of the, main reasons clients come to our platform. But we have all of the bells and whistles that you would imagine that comes from a MarTech platform. On the home search side, we build you a beautiful website that integrates with a state-of-the-art IDX experience. We send them emails from our platform that are dynamic in nature, which means it changes based on their search behavior. Our alerts help you identify buyers and sellers at the same time, because we know there's a lot of buyers who are also sellers. And we actually have a process where if a lead comes in without an address because they registered, without saying they're a seller, we will do a reverse lookup of those leads to identify if they're a homeowner or not, right? That alone is a service that costs a couple $100 if you are licensing it individually. We give you all of that data as part of our platform. We also do dynamic remarketing. So we're targeting them on Facebook and Instagram with listings that are similar to the ones they viewed on your website. We typically see remarketing double the engagement from email alone. So it's kind of a no-brainer at a very low cost to engage all of your leads. And we do that on the buyer and the seller side. Our website is designed, once again, to tease out as many sellers as possible. So you're going to see a lot of seller calls to actions, even within the IDX experience. And what we typically see is that in the first 30 days, we get 40% of the leads that register to come back to your website. They're coming back. Remember, we're sending them daily and weekly emails 4.8 times, which is a lot. And it's generating priority alerts. And priority alerts are basically, when the actions on their website merits a contact from you, right? So they viewed a listing multiple times, they shared it with their spouse, they favored a listing, etc. And all of those alerts are automatically worked by our system for you, right? So meaning they're getting texted, they're getting calls based on these priority triggers. This is an example of priority alert. As an example, your lead called your AI assistant texting number, so on and so forth, right? We also have a full seller suite experience built into our platform. That includes obviously the registration experience where we see a very high conversion rate. But for all of your leads that are sellers, when they come into our system, whether they are identified as a seller by you, which means you put a home address associated with the lead, or we reverse appended their home address based on data that we have from other vendors, we will start sending them a seller alert, right? And when they click on that seller alert, they come into a full-blown seller experience that shows obviously the value of their home across a couple of different AVMs, et cetera, shows them their equity in their home from mortgage data that we pull, but also has unique calls to actions that leverages your database, right? So as an example, we will actually tell them how many buyers you have looking for a home like theirs, right, in your database, right? So compelling stats that can only be leveraged because we have a complete view into your buyer and your seller, database. We also realize that cash offers is a major component of what is attractive to, at least as a hook to sellers. And so at no cost to you, included in our platform is an integration with Zillow, which has a cash offer program for the continental US, right? And so you can leverage that platform as well. And based on the home search's behavior, we will start sending them texts and phone calls as well, right? And we create, in your CRM, a lot of different tags based on the refined actions of the consumer so that you can sort your lists and you know exactly who you're reaching out to and for what reason. So let me just keep going here. As part of our seller suite, another feature that we are really excited about and our clients use a lot is our dynamic video ads, which we call DyVa for short. What happens to this platform is when you log into Mission Control, which is your marketing center dashboard on the Wilopo side, you can choose one of your listings or just select an MLS listing by putting in their MLS number. And we're going to take all of the photos of that listing and we're going to convert it into a 3D tour, right? So again, all you're doing is entering the MLS listing, ID. We're going to take all the photos. We use diffusion technology, which is what you would see from Midjourney or Sora, if you've ever heard of these terms on the MLS side, and we convert it into a 3D video. So instead of hiring a videographer, you can convert any of your listings into a 3D tour, and it's only $95, including advertising media, right? And what we see is that 3D works better than 2D, if you will, static ads by about 3x, right? And that's all built into our platform, and you can run those ads at any time. And at the end of that report, that ad, or anytime in between, we provide really beautiful reporting for your seller that you can send them that shows all of the activity, including the advertising itself, so you can wow them and impress them with all of your marketing without having to spend a lot of money, in terms of creating all of those assets. We're enhancing data with a ton of demographic profile data as well. There's a lot of other bells and whistles associated with that, right? The next thing I'm going to go into is lead generation. Obviously, we generate a lot of leads for our clients across a variety of different avenues. And what I want to focus on is Google PPC and then Facebook, right? And then one of our products, which is LSA Google Live Transfer. So we've analyzed all of the data in our system, and what we found is, no duh, the leads that are homeowners are better than the leads who are not homeowners, right? And so after analyzing that data, we basically looked at how can we tease out more homeowners in our advertising versus just targeting buyers in general, right? And what we keyed in on is the conversion experience. So if you have seen other platforms in the industry, you're currently on another platform, this is going to look very familiar to you. Most platforms basically think of a lead as someone that registers on their website and give their name and email address, right? What we have built out is a dynamic lead registration engine. And this is more of a wizard than it is a registration form. As these consumers come in and answer questions, we change what questions we ask them. If you say you're within 90 days, you have cash, you're looking to buy right away, well, we're not going to ask you too many questions. They'll register and become a lead right away, right? But if they're 12 months plus, they're currently renting, we may ask up to 15 questions to get them before they register, right? And this is all in the service of generating the highest quality lead that we possibly can for you. And what we're finding with our lead registration experience is that 42% of buyers, if you will, we call them home searchers that come into your platform, are homeowners or need to sell before they buy, right? So they're a double dip potential opportunity for you. And we do a ton of other advertising around sellers as well, like cash offers, lead generation, if you're interested. And paired with our Google advertising is what we do on the Facebook side. So, we go very deep on Facebook. I think Facebook gets a bad rep because most people, when they're advertising, is just throwing up a picture of a home and then, trying to capture that as a lead. We actually look at the demographic profile of the lead and try to match up their demographics with the advertising. So we pull the actual home search feed directly into Facebook. And in this ad, as an example, for our client Ross Tanaka, we're targeting only veterans and we're showing them homes that are VA qualified, right? We can go so deep and granular in this approach, and this is the power of Facebook, that we can target only golfers or people interested in golf and show them homes on golf courses, right? And so you go through a process with our marketing team where we understand what are unique elements of your markets and what are areas that you are in particularly focused on, and we target your advertising to meet your background and your specific market. On the Google side, one of the things that I think is hallmark of our platform is we use as much automation as we can to go very deep in your advertising, right? So as an example, if you were contracting with a PPC manager or a firm that is doing all the advertising by hand, if I were targeting 5 areas like Santa Monica, Westwood, Marina Del Rey, whatever, I would take all of the keyword modifiers like homes for sale, houses for sale, etc., and create a matrix of about 40 keywords. Right now, this is just illustrative. Obviously, most average PPC vendors in the space are going to do more keywords than that. But what we're doing is when you give us a city like Santa Monica, we are actually breaking that down to all of the neighborhoods, subdivisions, school districts, zip codes, etc. And we're going to target all of those keywords, right? And so for an average campaign for Los Angeles, as an example, and we would never target that broad, you could have a campaign with 2-3 million keywords, right? And the reason we do that is because we found about 35% of our searches are at the neighborhood level and down, right? And those are obviously going to be more specific and more qualified leads than leads that are just searching at a city level, right? So all of this is only possible because we are leveraging AI, we're leveraging technology to build this on an automated scale, right? Another key product that we have is around Google Live transfers and local services ads. And what we see is that if you type in Los Angeles Realtor as an example, right? Instead of having a search ad in that experience, you have Google LSA ads at the very top and Google Maps ads at the bottom, right? And these are the most valuable leads that you can get because they're actually someone who's looking to transact because they're looking for a realtor, right? And with our product, one, we build up your GMB profile. So we make sure that it is highly optimized. And then we actually field all of the inbound calls coming from these sources, right? What we typically find is that with Google Local Services and Google Maps ads, about 70% of the calls are irrelevant. They're spam, they're vendors, et cetera, et cetera. And what's very important for Google is that every single call gets picked up, right? Because their algorithm is all about servicing the consumer. And so we actually drive all the inbound phone calls into our call center. We filter out the leads that are irrelevant and we live transfer you the real opportunities, right? And so we have a 98% response rate, I believe, to inbound, and we transfer you the best of those leads. So there's a lot more depth around lead generation that I can get into, but I would recommend that you talk to someone on our team and customize a package that makes sense to you. So now that you've seen our, AI technology, our lead nurture technology, our lead generation technology, I want to go into agent tools, right? And we have a ton of tools that enhances your marketing from an organic perspective, right? And that obviously all starts with a beautiful branded website that we build out for you so that it represents your brand. But as part of our platform, you get a host of different tools. And we have a really exciting new suite that we call the A to Z Design Studio that we're releasing soon that basically allows you to build a fully customized listing presentation directly in our platform. We also have it on the buyer side, right? So let me show you as an example some of our tools. So this is for your buyer consults, as an example, as part of our design studio. Within our backend, you can create templates that you can easily modify for every property that walks through how you will work with them as a buyer. So here's an example of how that works. So we pull in reviews, we pull in market data, we pull in, all the information from your database, etc., into a really beautiful presentation layer. And we have this on the buyer side, and we're releasing it on the seller side as well. And we put in all your co-marketing partners as well. So it's a really slick platform that, again, you would probably have to pay a couple $100 to use as a solo product. We bring that into our platform, right? We build out beautiful seller landing page experiences, or you have the ability to build out beautiful seller landing page experiences for every one of your listings. And, designed kind of the way that you want, obviously. We have an open house app that allows you to capture leads seamlessly from open houses and connect it to our system to set up listing alerts right away and connect it with the rest of our systems from a CRM perspective. We build out single listing pages for each of your websites, and so on and so forth, right? So I wanted to keep today's webinar brief. Went 40 minutes, which is longer than I was thinking we'd go. But there's a lot more depth to our platform, right? My recommendation is if you're interested in any of the things that you've seen here, let's talk, connect with our team, and we'll give you a more in-depth demo and figure out a package that makes sense for you. So this is a quick QR code, that you can use to talk to our team. And I'm actually, for those of you who are on mobile, going to drop this link as well into chat, so you can register and talk to us. Great. Well, Jamie, anything else you want to add?
Yes, we're chatting about the seller report in the chat. There was a question about if we can see, sorry, I'm just going back through this real quick. If there's page views on the listing on their site. And the answer is yes, but it does require the DyVa or the listing rocket to be required because we naturally have to drive traffic to the home search site. We can't just generically see for listings because it's just an MLS IDX feed. So it does require that. Mark asked,
Yeah, we will show you your organic views from your website on those listings as well. So, but you do have to run a DyVa to see all of those details. Yeah, and I saw a question: can individual agents input their credit card to pay for DyVas? Right now, it's at the team level. Literally, we are building that feature out right now. So if members of your team want to run their own DyVas for those ads, they will be able to put their own credit card in and run those as well. So that's a feature we're in alpha on right now, and we're planning to widely release in the next 30 to 45 days or so.
And Stephen, you said that you were being a good realtor and answering calls all during this webinar. I don't know, G, if we're going to have a recording of this, but
we will. Yeah, we'll have a recording. We'll send it out to you as a follow up. But recommend that you talk to us on our team to get all the details. Right, we're happy to do this live for you again.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is my team will learn when you talk to them. That's where this QR code will go. They'll do a couple of questions to understand your business and actually give you a recommendation based off of what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and they'll take it from there. Versus you trying to build your own package without any context of how that would all work together and what's going to be the best for you.
Awesome. What do you find the CRM tool within Wilopo? Ben, I'm not sure what you're asking here. If you can give a little more detail. So just let us know. If you're asking, are you asking about the integration we have with CRMs? Well, don't see a follow-up message, but Ben, this is why we want to talk to you one-on-one. So reach out, let's set up a demo and go deep with you on that front. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for attending. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed GrowthCon as well. We're planning to put that on quarterly, and we will be at every conference under the sun in the next 3 or 4 months. Tom Ferry, John Cheplek, Bill Pipes, Craig Proctor, etc. So you have a lot of opportunities to connect with us if you are going to events as well. And stay in touch. Chances are you're going to get calls from us using our AI platform and texts because we want to show, don't tell, and demonstrate our technology. So we will definitely be in touch with you, just like we would follow up with all of your prospects, right? So, if you're interested in today, fantastic. If you're not, we're going to keep you in mind.
Yep. And at least come see me at Tom Ferry next week if you're there. Would love to meet you all in person.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, everyone. Oh, Zillow Unlock as well, guys. Can't forget the big webinar. Yes. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll talk soon.